Welcome to this week's Kabbalah Shabbos with Nefesh Shimshon. We're holding in the last part where Shimshon compares our Holy Shabbos with the Mishkan or Beis HaMikdash. And one of the last Keli I mentioned in the Torah about the Mishkan, which was the Kiyor, which was the washing station for the Koyanim, that was already in the Mishkan as well in the Beis HaMikdash. The Koyanim had to wash their hands and feet before they started the avodah, before they started working in Beis HaMikdash. And Chazal added an additional washing for the Koyanim, which was the mikveh. That every Koyan was not allowed to start any malacha before they went into mikveh, regardless if they were tahor or not, before they came to Yerushalayim, before they came to Har HaBayis. So this washing is a part of the avodas Hashem. The getting washed in our showers, our baths. Some people go to mikvahs on Friday, are the part of our preparation for Shabbos. And I've heard from a Rav in Yerushalayim that his minhag is that he tries to go to mikveh every single Friday. And sometimes, what should we do? There's a lot to do on Friday. He doesn't manage. He tells me, my Kiyor Torah, my Shnai Mikra is not the same if I went to mikveh before Shabbos or I didn't go to mikveh before Shabbos. So washing is not only to wash ourselves because we work, we sweat hard, but it's preparing ourselves for Shabbos, even if you don't need it, even if you not this like the Kohanim, they were pure. It's not to go to mikveh. We should still wash with warm water and before we come into Shabbos. And then the last part, after we prepared everything for Shabbos, after we prepared everything for the avodas Hashem and for Beis HaMikdash, we bring the korban and the achilas kodshim, pieces from the korban which the Kohanim received. Sometimes it was korban shlomim. The person that bought the kohanim, the person that bought the korban himself, also received a portion. And that part of meat was specially eaten with kedusha b'tahara in the Beis HaMikdash. And the Gemara tells us an interesting point. The Gemara tells us that if someone, Gemara in Kedushin, if someone was mekadosh b'chelkoi, someone is mekadosh with a chelik, with that portion of meat that he received of in Beis HaMikdash, and he goes over to his kala and he takes a piece of meat, he takes a good piece of beef or lamb or whatever he bought, and he goes over to his kala and he says, "My dear kala, you should be married to me as he would give the ring." He gives her this piece of meat. Gemara says in Kiddushin, we don't only have to give meat, a ring. We don't have to give a ring as the minhag is today that we make Kaddish at the chuppah with a ring. Anything valuable, anything worth money could be mekadosh. A chosen can mekadosh his kala. So he comes as chosen in the Beis HaMikdash. What a beautiful romantic place to get married, and he takes his meat and he's mekadosh his kala. Says the Gemara, this kala remains a kala, and she's not becoming his wife. The kiddushin are not chal. Why not? That's a beautiful piece of meat. Such a holy meat, a korban halavaya. Us today, we could have such a piece of meat of it, and we don't have Beis HaMikdash. We can't have such a kosher meat, such important meat anymore. Why is this woman not miskadeshes? It is a Shabbat prota. Says Rav Shimshon, imagine you stand on the chuppah, and if you hear stories from Rabbanim, these things happen, and the things happen. You stand on the chuppah, chos and kala stands on the chuppah, and the mekadosh kedushim, the Rav Masada kedushim, he stands chosin, where's the ring? And the ring goes and looks in his pockets, looks and right, and thinking, father and a brother, look, the ring is gone. So comes over one of the sisters, the mother-in-law, you know what? Take my ring, use my ring, and make the chuppah. Says Rav, no, that doesn't work. Why not? Because it needs to be your ring. It can't be that you use someone else's ring to make kaddish the kala. It needs to be the chosen's ring. It needs to be an ownership of the chosen. That's the reason, says the Gemara, why a chosen can't make kaddish a kala with basar from a korban, because mishulchan gavoya kazachu. That meat that a person, a kohen or Yisrael from a shlomim, eats in the Beis HaMikdash and Yerushalayim, part of the korban, does not belong to that person. Mishulchan gavoya kazachu, translated that this person has got this portion from the holy table of Shulchan Gavoya, basically from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him that piece of meat, and that's why the Chassan can't make Kaddish that kallah with that piece of meat, as he couldn't make Kaddish his kallah with a ring which doesn't belong to him. So the korban, this eating from the book from Beis Hamikdash, was so important, was as if we have eaten as guests by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So that's Rav Shimshon. This is what we exactly do every single Shabbos. When we eat on Friday night, when we eat on Shabbos day, at our Shabbos table, with all the zmiras and the Vatorah, we are guests with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're eating meat, and we're eating the food from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not lahalacha that if you take a bowl of chulent, that you make kaddish isha, the Shishlam HaKodesh, like the Beis Hamikdash. That's not the point of it. But the point is the kedusha, the holiness which the food we have on Shabbos is as if we eat part from the korban on Shabbos. And as we say by the Zmiras, one of the Zmiras, we say, Dohi Sudusa Atika Kedisha. This is the Suda of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is a holy Suda. And once Rav Shimshon writes, you ask a person, what does those words mean? Dohi Sudusa Atika Kedisha. The person says, oh well, we invite HaKadosh Baruch Hu to our Shabbos meal. Says Rav Shimshon, no, that's exactly the opposite. It's not that we invite Hashem to our Shabbos table. Hashem invites us to His Shabbos table. This Shabbos table is as we are guests from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And how will we behave? How will we behave when we are someone else's guest? People are guests. People are home. Families can fight, and the kids can run after each other, and arguments can raise at the table. But whenever we're invited at someone else's house, usually people behave differently. And this is what we should remember on Shabbos. We are on Shabbos table. We're not on our own table. We're invited by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And let's think about, how do we behave by guests? How do we behave at the Shabbos table when HaKadosh Baruch Hu invited us to His table? Have a wonderful Shabbos.